Welcome back. Aurelius and Malik, the Conflict Archive. We close the conquests of Alexander the Great file today. 5 parts. The end of the story. Babylon shimmers under a harsh summer sky. The air is thick with dust, and the scent of incense drifts through shadowed halls. Inside the palace, Alexander lies feverish on a gilded couch. Just 32, he feels the weight of his empire on his trembling hands. This moment is significant, the moment where everything begins to unravel.
But Aurelius, we mustn't forget what this moment means for the people of Babylon and the vast empire. Alexander's illness symbolizes more than personal decline. It reveals the fragility of unity. His generals gather, yet they are not allies. They are rivals waiting for the king's breath to cease. The air thickens with ambition and fear.
Generals and veterans, each one a product of conquest. They fought for years, yet now they gather in whispered clusters, eyes darting. The empire is a patchwork, stitched together by blood and ambition. Chaos looms as Alexander croaks his final words. To the strongest. Ambition becomes a double-edged sword, and old friends are bound to become foes. We've seen it countless times. Loyalty crumbles when the promise of power is at stake. The question is, who will rise from the wreckage?
Aurelius, those final words represent so much more than just a power struggle. They really capture the essence of human ambition and the heavy toll it takes. As news of his death spreads through the ranks, we see that grand vision crumble. Old grudges reignite, and suddenly, the common soldiers, Macedonians and Persians alike, are caught in this brutal conflict. It's heartbreaking to think that they become mere pawns in a game them so far beyond their control.
The chaos erupts before his body is even cold. In this moment, loyalty becomes a currency, not a bond. The Macedonian veterans, once promised untold riches, now find themselves facing betrayal. Stranded in a foreign land, their dreams have been twisted into mere bargaining chips for ruthless warlords. They thought they'd achieved glory, but this is the price of conquest. We watch as their hopes dissolve, swallowed by the very ambitions that drove them to follow.
And this desperate state of affairs is not merely about lost dreams. It's a human tragedy. In the alleys of Babylon, soldiers brawl, shouting in languages that clash like their swords. The unrest is a reflection of deeper wounds, fissures in society that Alexander's conquests have failed to heal. This chaos is the human cost of his ambition.
Ptolemy seizes the moment with remarkable audacity. In Egypt, he claims Alexander's body, parading it triumphantly through the streets. This act is not just a display of power. It's a calculated strategy. By claiming the body, he asserts his right to rule. It's a stark reminder of how swiftly the vision of an empire can be twisted to serve personal ambition. We see this time and time again in history. Ambition and power often dance a dangerous waltz.
But we can't ignore the broader implications. Persian nobles shift allegiances, abandoning old bonds for survival. This is a calculated betrayal, a desperate attempt to retain power amidst the chaos. The fragile vision of unity crumbles as local rulers seize their chance. Their declaration of independence is a cry for autonomy from the wreckage of imperial ambition.
And yet, in the aftermath, a new world struggles to rise from the chaos. The empire splinters, divided among ambitious generals like Seleucus and Antigonus. They march forth, banners snapping in the wind, each convinced of their destiny. Conflict breeds change. The clash of steel echoes across the land, a harsh reminder that empires are forged in strife. We watch as alliances shift and loyalties fracture, reshaping the very landscape of power and ambition.
But this new world isn't built on ideals. It's built on bloodshed and loss. In the ruins, you can see Alexander's ambition etched in every charred field and toppled statue. The price of glory is steep, and it's the everyday people who pay it. Generations will carry the scars of this conquest, a legacy of trauma, displacement, and broken dreams. We must remember the faces behind these stories, the lives forever altered by this relentless drive for power.
The Hellenistic age dawns, a complex tapestry woven from diverse cultures, yet always cast in the shadow of violence. Greek learning spreads far and wide, blending seamlessly with the rich traditions of Persia and Egypt. Cities like Alexandria emerge as bustling crossroads of ideas and innovations. But we can't ignore the darker side. Famine grips the land, slavery persists, and the echoes of relentless wars linger in the air. History has its brilliance, but it also carries a heavy weight.
And it's crucial to remember that the legends we celebrate are often built on the suffering of countless unnamed souls. Think about the children raised in barracks, learning the rhythm of marching boots instead of playing in the sun. Their stories fade into the background of the grandeur. Alexander may be hailed as a hero to some, but for many, he's just a reminder of the despair they endured, lost in the shadows of history.
Old empires fall and new ones rise. The Persians fade and the Greeks establish their rule from Egypt to Bactria. But the cost is steep, marked by endless war and suffering. We see the echoes of Alexander's ambition resonate long after his death. His relentless quest for glory shaped the world in ways we're still grappling with today. A legacy that's as complicated as it is profound, reminding us that power often comes with a heavy price.
And that closes the Conquests of Alexander the Great file. 5 parts. One complete story. The full series lives on the Conflict Archive, part of the Archive Network. There's no shortage of files. Browse what pulls at you next.